Today we're going to be learning how to crochet this Grinch hat. I've included some specifics in the description below as far as materials go, what type of yarn I've used and things like that. Also, you will be using a 5mm crochet hook. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to begin with a magic ring. You're just going to wrap the yarn around your hand like this, grab your hook, and just carefully hold that little X in place. Put your hook under that first piece, over the next, and kind of just scoop up a loop onto your hook. Carefully pull your hand out and pick up your working yarn. Now we're going to chain one, and then working over both strings of that magic ring, we are going to half double crochet. So yarn over your hook, push it into the magic ring, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've now got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull right through all 3 loops on your hook, being careful to work over both of those strings, okay? We're going to do that again, and we're going to work a total of 7 half double crochets into our magic ring. Okay, so once you've got to 7, just straighten out your work there on the ring and pull the ring closed. Just make sure that you're straightening out your stitches properly there. Pull that all the way closed. Find your little chain 1 space from the beginning and push your hook right through. We're going to close this round with a slip stitch. So then just yarn over and pull right through both loops on your hook. Okay? Go ahead and straighten out your work and whatnot. And now we're going to get ready to begin our next round. So we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to work 2 half double crochets into every single stitch all the way around. Okay, so we're just going to work another one right in that very same stitch that we just worked. And you're just going to continue working 2 half double crochets into every single stitch all the way around. So by the time that you get to the end of this round, you should have a total of 14 stitches. Okay, so you're just going to keep on working your 2 half double crochets into every single stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning, and then you're going to come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so now that you're back, you're just going to close your round with a slip stitch into the chain 1 space from the beginning of that round. Okay, so yarn over, pull right through both loops on your hook, and now we're going to chain 1 to begin our next round. Okay, so we're going to work 2 half double crochets into that very first stitch, and 1 half double crochet into the following, and then 2 half double crochets into the stitch after that, and 1 half double crochet into the next. And you're literally just going to go ahead and continue alternating like this all the way around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then come back. Okay, so now that you've finished that round, we're going to begin the next one with 2 half double crochets into the first stitch, 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Okay, and you're just going to continue that all the way around. You're going to do 2 in the following, 1 in each of the next 2, and you're literally just going to keep on alternating like that all the way around. And of course, the way that we're going to end every single round is with a slip stitch into our chain 1 space, and we're going to begin every new round with a chain 1. So keep doing that all the way around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then come back. Okay, so now we're here ready to start our next round. Now, right now you're working on the diameter of the hat, the crown diameter of the hat. So if you're working on a size other than a standard child size, you can reference the size chart below to see what measurement you need, okay? So you're going to go ahead and do 2 half double crochets into that very first stitch, and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 3. So right now we're working on increasing rounds. So if you're working on a size other than a standard child size, then you could reference that size chart. There's a link in the description below. See what crown measurement you need. I'll tell you in this video when you no longer need to be increasing and when we're working on the height of the hat. All right, so go ahead and continue working 2 half double crochets and then 1 into each of the next 3. Continue around, come back. All right, so now we're going to work 2 half double crochets into the first stitch and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. And you're just going to continue on doing this all the way around. So 2 and then 1 into each of the next 4. Okay, so now that we're done that round, we're going to go ahead and do one more round of increase. So we're going to work 2 half double crochets into this first stitch, and we're going to work 1 half double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. All right, so again, for standard child size, we're going to stop increasing here, and the next step is going to be working on the height of the hat. All right, so you're just going to keep on going around. For this round, you're going to work your 2 half double crochets into 1 stitch and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches, and you're just going to keep on alternating like that all the way around. Of course, you're going to close with your slip stitch and then chain 1, and then we're going to come and work on the next step, which is the height of our hat. Okay, so now we're ready to start working on the height of our hat. We're going to work 1 half double crochet into every single stitch all the way around, just 1 half double crochet into every single stitch around. You're going to close each round with a slip stitch, and you're going to start each round with a chain 1. For a standard child size, you're going to go ahead and continue doing this for a total of 11 rounds, okay? Or whatever height you need depending on the size chart. So now that you've gotten to the height of the hat, go ahead and pull a bit of that yarn out, fasten it off, and we're going to begin the ear flap. Okay, so you can fold the hat in half, get an idea of where you want that ear flap to be. Leave a little bit more space in the front of the hat than the back. But I count to the 5th stitch from the seam. So I'm reattaching my yarn into the 5th stitch from the seam, and I'm just going to go ahead and make my starting loop to get it onto my hook there. All right, and then just pull it right through that stitch, chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into that very same stitch that we just attached to. So you're just going to go ahead and push your hook through that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. And we're going to single crochet into each of the next 12 stitches. So you'll have a total of 13 stitches here. If you're working on a baby size, you might want to do a couple less. If you're working on an adult size, you might want to do a couple more. I typically do like 15 for an adult size. I typically do about 11 for a baby. All right, so 13 for a standard child size is, I find, the perfect ear flap. Okay. All right, so now we're at 13. We're going to chain 1, turn our work, and you're just going to work 1 single crochet into each of those same 13 stitches you just did. So do that and then come back. All right, so now that you've done that, and you're at the end, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to single crochet decrease. So you're going to push your hook in that first stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Push your hook in the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay, you're attaching these, turning these 2 into 1 stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. All right, now you're going to single crochet into each of the next 9 stitches, or however many stitches you have until there's 2 remaining. If you're working on the exact same as me, it's 9, so you're going to single crochet into each of the next 9 stitches. And we're going to end with another single crochet decrease. So turning these last 2 stitches to 1. So you're going to push your hook in that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, push your hook right in the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay, yarn over, pull through all 3. Chain 1 and turn your work. All right, we're going to start our next row with another single crochet decrease. Push your hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, go in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And now we're going to single crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. Just 1 single crochet into each of the next 7. Okay, and we're going to end with another single crochet decrease. All right, chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to start with a single crochet decrease, and then we're going to single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're going to end this row with a single crochet decrease. That's how we get the shape of that ear flap. Right? Chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to start this next row with a single crochet decrease. Okay, and we're going to single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. And we're going to end the row with a single crochet decrease. All right, chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to start our row with a single crochet decrease. We're going to single crochet into that next stitch, and we're going to end our row with a single crochet decrease. Okay. Chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to single crochet decrease, and then there's going to only be 1 stitch beside it, so we're just going to work 1 single crochet into that last stitch there. Okay, so you're just going to pull up a little bit of your yarn, grab your scissors, fasten it off, and we're going to go ahead and do the other ear flap. So you're just going to repeat those steps again. I'm going to go into the 5th stitch from the other side of the seam, and I'm going to reattach my yarn over there. Okay, chain 1, single crochet into that very same stitch, and then 1 single crochet into each of the next 12 stitches, so that you have a total of 13 stitches. So you're just going to go ahead and do that, work your 13 stitches, and then come back. All right, so now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet into each of those same 13 stitches, and then come back. All right, so here we are at the end of that row. Chain 1, turn your work. You're going to single crochet decrease, single crochet once into each of the next 9 stitches, and you're going to end the row with a single crochet decrease. Chain 1, turn your work, single crochet decrease for the start of the next round, and then you're going to single crochet once into each of the next 7 stitches. And you're going to end your row with a single crochet decrease, chain 1 and turn your work. Single crochet decrease, single crochet once into each of the next 5 stitches. Single crochet decrease, chain 1, and turn your work. Single crochet decrease for the start of the next row, single crochet once into each of the next 3 stitches, single crochet decrease to end it, chain 1 and turn your work, single crochet decrease, single crochet into that next stitch there, single crochet decrease, chain 1 and turn your work, single crochet decrease, single crochet into that last stitch. Do not fasten off. Okay, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet evenly all the way around. That's how you get that nice clean edge all the way around your hat. So we're just gonna single crochet evenly up and down the ear flaps because you're working along the side of the rows, so you're not really working into stitches, but just do your best to do it as evenly as possible. Just working simple single crochets. It just cleans it up really nice and gives it a better look, a nice more of a polished finish. And then when you're working across the back and the front of the hat, you're going to have actual stitches to work into. So just go ahead and do that, working your single crochets evenly all the way around your whole hat. When you get back to the start here, close with a slip stitch and then come back. All right. So now that we're back here at the beginning, you're just going to pull up a bit of yarn there, fasten off, continue to pull the rest of that through. And so now you've got your hat. We're going to go ahead and just kind of set this aside. We're going to go work on the Grinch face, hair, and the strings down the side. All right, so we're going to begin with the eyes. Grab your yellow yarn to begin with the eyes, and you're just going to make a starting loop. Okay, get that on your hook there, and you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are going to single crochet into that second chain from the hook. So there's your first chain. We're going to single crochet into the second chain and each chain down the row. So you'll have 3 stitches because we're beginning in the second chain. All right, so just 1 single crochet into each of those stitches, each of those chains. And then we're going to chain 1, and turn our work. And then you're going to go ahead and work 1 single crochet into each of those stitches, right back down that row. So again, you should have 3 stitches. You're going to chain 1, turn your work. We're going to do that again one more time, single crochet into each stitch, chain 1, turn your work, and then once more, just 1 single crochet into each stitch. Sorry, I just had to get some more yarn there. Okay. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to single crochet decrease. And then single crochet into that very next stitch. Chain 1, turn your work, single crochet decrease. Okay. Now we're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then you're going to single crochet evenly all the way around to give it a straight clean edge. And that's where you're going to start to take that, see that eye start to take shape. Instead of looking like this weird jaggedy little triangle, it's going to actually look like Grinch's eye. So you're just going to go ahead and single crochet evenly all the way around. Now at the very top here, just close with a slip stitch. Okay, pull up a decent amount of yarn because you're going to use that to sew it onto your hat. And then fasten it off. Pull the rest through. All right, see that starting to take shape there? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and repeat that for the other eye. So you can rewind it back to repeat those steps again for the other eye if you'd like. And we're going to go ahead and work on to the pupil. So grab your black yarn. Okay, we're going to make a magic ring. Okay, chain 1, and we're going to work 3 single crochets into our magic ring. Of course, being careful to work over both of those strings. 1, 2, I know it's a little harder to see when I'm using a dark yarn, but 3. All right, so go ahead and pull that closed. Find that little chain 1 space from the start of your round and close with a slip stitch into that chain 1 space. Just push your hook in, yarn over, pull right through both loops, and pull out a decent amount of yarn because again, you're going to use this to sew it on. And fasten that off. Pull the rest of that through. Okay, so you can start to see how it's all working out. You're just going to use your yarn needle. You're going to grab that little pupil. You're going to grab the eye and just sew it on. Use your yarn needle to sew that on. Then you're going to attach it to the hat same way. You're just going to go ahead and sew that right onto the hat. Repeat these steps for the other eye. You can wind the this video back if you need those steps again for the other eye. You're just going to go ahead and get that all on there. Now to do the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth, you're just going to grab your black yarn and you're just going to literally just stitch on however you want the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth to look. I just did 2 little lines for the nose. Okay, so set that aside. Let's work on the hair. So for Grinch's hair, you don't have to be this specific. I'm just doing this for the purpose of those of you that might want specific measurements. So I've done 8 strips of green yarn that are around 8 inches long. Okay, so I've got my little measuring tape here. I did about just like this size. Okay, so you're going to get 8 of those strips about that length. All right, so just continue on measuring until you get to 8 of them. Keep on cutting them. I'm going to show you how we attach them and what we do with the hair. So the way that I attach the hair is I grab my hook and just kind of loop it through a stitch like that. Just go under and over, okay? Just to pull the stitch up. And then I grab my piece of yarn for the hair and pull it halfway through so it's folded over that stitch. Okay, and then I just tie it on. Literally just tie a bit of a double knot there. And then you're going to grab your strand of yarn and split it. It's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit awkward. Some are going to be easier than others, but you're just going to do your best and go ahead and split it to fray it up. That gives that kind of Grinch hair look. Okay. And you can split it again. And that's literally all you're going to do. It doesn't have to be absolute perfection, but just do your best and fray it up and split it down. And you're literally going to do this for all 8 strands of your yarn. And it is going to be kind of long, but I'll show you what it's going to look like. So you're just going to go ahead and do that for all 8 strips. And then once you have them all attached here, I just want to show you what you're going to do to get this look. So what I did is I grab just from either side. Once you have all of your strips attached, you're just going to grab a little piece from each side like this, and you're going to wrap it around the front, cross it over, wrap it around to the back, and then you're going to tie that off. Okay, that's going to hold it all in place like this little tuft at the top of his head. And then just grab your scissors and trim. So just go ahead, finish that with the hair, and then you can work on the strings down the side. So I'm going to show you right now how to do the strings on the side. I'm just going to grab my yarn needle and I'm going to weave this little tail end in and out here on the inside of my hat because I want to show you guys how to do the strings. So this is what you'll do with all the tail ends. You're just going to thread your yarn needle, go ahead and just kind of weave the tail end in and out of some of the stitches on the inside of the hat, and then you'll just fasten it off. So I'm going to go do that for this ear flap right now so I can show you how to do those strings on the side because I don't want to attach it if I have a tail end there. Okay, so do that for all of your tail ends, just hide them. And so now you might want to do your strings longer, shorter, I don't think shorter. I'm doing them a bit short here. So I'm going to 16 inches because it's just for a child hat. This hat that I'm making is for my little guy's 5 years old. So it's small and I don't need big long strings. So you can make them longer. But again, I'm just doing this for to give specific measurements for the hat that you saw in the photo. So I'm measuring 6 strips that are 16 inches long. Okay, so 6 of them is going to be for one ear flap. So you will need a total of 12 for both, but I'm just showing you for the purpose of one of them right now. So I'm going to 6. Okay, so once you have your 6 strands, you're going to grab your hat, push your hook, like find the little loop at the bottom of your ear flap, just right in the center there, and then grab those strips of yarn, just kind of tightly hold it onto your hook there and pull it halfway through. So it's folding over that stitch at the bottom center of your ear flap. And then, so now you're going to have a total of 12 strips because it's your 6 folded in half. So we're going to divide that into 3 sections evenly. So 3 sections of 4 strands, and we're just going to braid it. So you're going to take the outside, fold into the middle, and just work it from right to left like that. Okay, all the way down, and then you're just going to tie a knot to secure it, and that's it. And that's your Grinch hat. It's completed. I hope that you've enjoyed this video tutorial. Please do like and subscribe and have a look at the links in the description below.